In this video, we are going to speculate where all of the stable coins from the Pulsex Sacrifice went, because when we take an actual look at how the wallet looks right now, this is only a screenshot from the past. We can see that all of those stable coins, which have been at one point over 500 million US dollars, have been removed, and the only coin that is left in the Pulsex Sacrifice address is Hex. With that said, welcome to the easiest way out in crypto. Here you can see a screenshot I took in the past in early 2022, where there have been around about 300 million US dollars in stablecoin in the Pulsex Sacrifice wallet. Now, we can't see where all of these funds went, but at least I can show you two addresses I have found out, and at this one, this address holds 100 million US dollars, and this address holds 43 million US dollars. So we basically know where 140 million out of 500 million in stablecoins are right now. There's one address which also provided liquidity for a certain pair. People speculate about the liquidity game, that Richard Heart is using those funds to provide liquidity for certain pairs he likes, which absolutely makes sense, as there is so much opportunity in providing liquidity, especially for bridging over real value from Ethereum to Pulse chain. And even with all of these funds, just the liquidity would have the power to make a parity price for Hex and also for many other coins. If you dive deep into the topic of liquidity providing, you can actually see there are so many possibilities, and this is a very powerful tool. And there's also evidence that Richard Heart provided liquidity in the early days of Hex for Hex. Now we're going to check the overall crypto markets. There's very nice to see BNB is still holding above $212. And for all of you who don't know that, Binance wants the BNB price up because most of their treasury is held in BNB. The magical number is $212 US dollars per BNB, where they could potentially get liquidated. Also, Binance was one of the only reasons why Bitcoin saw a 30,000 this year, because they have been converting $20 billion from stablecoins BUSD into Bitcoin, and they have been the only major buyer except for Michael Saylor, God save him. And now they need to sell Bitcoin in order to protect the BNB price and in order to support their loans and not getting liquidated. They are in an unfortunate position at the moment. In my opinion, the only reason Bitcoin is going down again is because Binance is selling Bitcoins. And the only reason Bitcoin went up is because Binance bought Bitcoins. 20 billion is a hell of a lot of money, and this is for sure enough to ramp up the price to $30,000 per coin. And now I wanted to share a very interesting tweet with you. 60 to 90 days have historically been layer 1 all-time lows. And this means, of course, layer 1s after the launch of a new layer 1 like the Binance chain, the Polygon chain, Ethereum chain, now Pulse chain. We have been into the game 90 days already. Have we seen the all-time low? Well, nobody knows. It looks pretty bad for Pulse chain right now at 0.3 for the sacrifice rate. If you want to dollar cost average, those are really nice dates. 100 days into the game and then 120 days into the game on the 14th September. And I think it's a good risk reward ratio to dollar cost average at these levels. And there is a certain probability that Pulse chain is going to come strong out of this bear market, and we'll see a massive bull market with crazy access. As you can see in my next tweet, price is extremely affected by news at the moment, and market sentiment can change at a blink of an eye. This is so true, because as soon as the market turns around, the sentiment is going to pick up, and it's going to be FOMO all over the place. There will be the days where we can feel the greed in the markets again. Now we can feel thought and the pain. And this is actually when you want to buy, right? You want to sell the greed and buy the fear. When the voices and all the noise becomes bullish, and there you can't hear anything because all the people say, buy this coin, go 10x loan, go 100x, buy this, buy that, this NFT, this next thing. Then you want to be cautious. And also, whale games are potentially be played at the Pulse chain sacrifice. As you may know, that there is a hell of a lot of money in the Pulse chain ecosystem. As you may all know the figures as I showed them to you many times. How many people really sacrificed more than $1 million? Some people even sacrificed more than $10 million for Pulse chain. And those people They're high net worth individuals. They also play whale games, of course. When they sell the price here lower for a massive dump candle, there will be people, all of these shrimps and little fishes, they're going to sell when there's fear in the market. And they're going to lower the price even more. When a big whale dumps the price low, there will be people just selling the fear, and they can eventually buy in their position lower. Of course, there's so much emotion into especially the Richard Hart coins, and there's so much dump money in especially those projects. So whales, they are going to take absolutely advantage of that, and they're gonna play their games, as you can see here. And this is exactly why you want to buy when FUD is at its highs and sell when FOMO is at its highs. Right now, certainly, with all of this SEC FUD and Richard being so inactive on his social medias. 1 year ago, a lot of people loved Richard Hart, and now we can see that more and more hexagons turn their backs to hex and they start focusing on other coins. And they start focusing even on other projects than the Pulse chain, and those were die-hard Richard Hart maximalists. To sum this up, I wanted to share this tweet here from Dandog with you. The power of pZEN app DCA protocol that accumulates wealth over time. Time is your most valuable asset. Continuous compounding. How many compounding cycles? Infinite. Pay it forward. Create wealth. What will be the future price? Of course, nobody knows the future price. But I can tell you that as long as there are transactions in pZEN, there is a value for pZEN. A cash flow yielding asset doesn't necessarily need a price. As long as you get the cash flow and as long as you get more coins every single day after every single transaction. So just the amount of transaction, the volume is important for pZEN as you get yield. If you take the leap of faith, buy a big enough position of pZEN, just get the yield and just sell the yield if you want to sell. The best thing is to let it compound, but if you want to have an income, just buy a big enough position of pZEN. See your token balance go up every single day. See what is happening and see what is going to happen in the future as the bull market is coming for sure some days. And if you're watching this right now, you're truly blessed because you need to stick around to those times and you need to open your mind to new opportunities, because those new coins that are going through their first cycle, launching on a brand new layer 1, those are actually really good opportunities, and I want to take full advantage of these ones. So with that said, I hope you're having a great day today and easy way out.